Have you ever picked up the phone and your mind just went completely blank?
Oh, that feeling. Yes, every single time.
Right? Phone calls in English, they seem so simple, but honestly, they can feel like the hardest thing.
Especially when you're not sure what to say or how to start or even how to politely end the call.
So today, we are going to walk through real English phone call conversations, the kind you actually hear in daily life. And by the end of this episode, you will feel so much more confident every time your phone rings. I'm Zara.
And I'm Ali. Welcome to Soft Spoken English, where we learn together, slowly and clearly.
Let's get into it.
Okay, Ali, so let's start with something really honest. Why do you think phone calls feel so different from regular conversations?
That's such a good question. I think it's because you can't see the other person's face, you know?
Exactly. No body language, no expressions, just the voice.
And in normal English conversations, face-to-face, if you don't understand something, you can smile or look confused, and the other person usually slows down.
But on the phone, everything is based on words and tone. That's it.
And for English learners especially, that can feel a little overwhelming at first.
Absolutely. And I think there's also the pressure of silence. Like on a phone call, silence feels awkward. You feel like you have to say something immediately.
Yes, that's such a real thing. People rush, they make mistakes, they get nervous.
I remember when I first had to make a call in English, oh my goodness, I rehearsed what I was going to say like 10 times.
And then the moment someone picked up, it all disappeared?
Every single word gone.
So you are not alone if that's happened to you. It happens to everyone. Even fluent speakers get nervous on phone calls sometimes.
So what we're going to do today is break it all down, step by step, so it feels natural.
We'll start with how to open a call, then move through different real-life situations, and at the end, we have a special vocabulary section for you.
So stay with us. This is going to be really helpful.
All right, let's talk about the very beginning of a phone call, the opening. This is where most people freeze.
Right. And the good news is, openings follow a very clear pattern in English. Once you know it, it becomes automatic.
Okay, so Ali, let's imagine you're calling a doctor's office. What do you say when someone picks up?
So the natural way is you greet, you say your name, and then you state your reason. Very simple.
Can you give an example?
Sure. So you'd say something like, "Hello, good morning. My name is Ali. I'm calling to schedule an appointment, please."
Perfect. Did you notice how calm and clear that was? No rushing, no awkward silence, just 3 simple pieces: greeting, name, reason.
And the word please at the end makes it sound very polite and natural.
Now, let's say someone is calling you. What's the proper way to answer?
So if it's a personal number, you can just say hello with a slight upward tone, like a question. That's completely fine.
Or if it's a bit more formal, like you're answering for a small business or office, you say something like, "Good afternoon, this is Zara speaking. How may I help you?"
That phrase, "How may I help you?" is gold. It's polite, it's professional, and it works in almost every situation.
Now, here's something that confuses a lot of learners. The difference between can I speak to and may I speak to.
Oh, yes. So both are correct, but may I speak to someone is slightly more formal and polite.
And in everyday life, people also say, is name available? Or could I speak with name, please?
All of these are absolutely natural. You can use any of them.
Let's try a quick example together. I'll be the caller, you be the receptionist. Ready?
Ready.
Hello, good morning. Could I speak with Dr. Hassan, please?
Good morning. Of course. May I ask who's calling?
Yes, my name is Zara Ahmed.
Thank you, Zara. Please hold for just a moment.
See how smooth that was? May I ask who's calling? That's such a useful phrase.
And please hold for a moment. Very polite way to ask someone to wait.
Never just say, wait, or 1 minute and go silent. That feels rude on a phone call.
Always acknowledge the person. Let them know you haven't forgotten them. Okay, so something that comes up really often on phone calls, especially in work or professional situations, is leaving a message.
Yes, and a lot of people don't know what to say when the person they're calling isn't available.
So let's walk through that. Imagine you call someone and they're not there. The person who answers says, "I'm sorry, he's not available right now. Can I take a message?"
And a good response is something like, "Yes, please. Could you tell him that Zara called? And ask him to call me back when he has a chance? My number is..."
Notice that phrase, "when he has a chance." That's so polite. It says you're not in a rush. You're being respectful of their time.
Exactly.
You can also say at his earliest convenience, which means whenever it's easy or possible for him.
Another important phrase, could you ask her to return my call? Return my call, that means call me back.
And what if you want to leave a more detailed message?
You can say, could you please pass on a message? Tell her that I'm calling about the meeting on Thursday, and I just need to confirm the time.
Pass on a message. So natural. It means deliver the message to someone.
Now let's flip it. What if you are the one taking the message? What do you say?
Great question. You can say, I'm sorry, she's not in at the moment. Would you like to leave a message?
Or, he's on another call right now. Can I take a message, or would you prefer to call back later?
Giving the caller options is really helpful. It makes them feel valued.
And when you take down the message, you can confirm it by saying, let me just read that back to you, and then you repeat the information.
That's so professional. It shows you were listening, and it avoids mistakes.
And always end with, I'll make sure he gets the message. That gives the caller confidence that their message won't be forgotten.
Beautiful. These small phrases, they really make a huge difference. Now, let's talk about something that I think is really important, and honestly, something that even advanced English speakers use all the time.
What's that?
Asking for clarification. Because on the phone, you can't always hear clearly, or maybe the person spoke too fast, or used a word you didn't understand.
And a lot of learners feel embarrassed to ask someone to repeat themselves.
But you know what? It is completely normal, and there are such polite, natural ways to do it.
So instead of just saying, what, which can sound a little sharp, you say,
I'm sorry, could you repeat that, please? Or, I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
I didn't quite catch that. I love that phrase. It sounds so natural and so soft.
Or you can say, could you speak a little more slowly, please? I want to make sure I understand correctly.
That last part, I want to make sure I understand correctly, it's wonderful because it shows you're engaged, you care about getting it right.
What about when you hear a word, but you're not sure what it means?
So you can say, I'm sorry, could you clarify what you mean by that? Or when you say word, do you mean, and then you offer your understanding.
That's called checking comprehension, and it's a very intelligent communication skill.
Let's do a quick role play. I'll be calling about an invoice, a bill, and I'm confused about something.
Go for it.
Hello, I'm calling about an invoice I received, reference number 4452. There's a charge here that says administrative fee, and I'm not quite sure what that refers to.
Of course. So the administrative fee covers the processing cost for the account setup. It's a one-time charge.
I see. So just to clarify, this fee won't appear on future invoices?
That's correct. It's a one-time charge only.
Perfect. Thank you so much for clearing that up.
See? Just to clarify, such a smooth phrase. It signals that you're double-checking, not complaining.
And thank you for clearing that up. It's warm and grateful. It ends the moment on a positive note. Okay, Zara, let's talk about something a little more challenging now, because not every phone call goes smoothly, right?
Oh, absolutely not. Sometimes the call takes an unexpected turn. Maybe there's a complaint or bad news or just a situation you weren't prepared for.
So let's talk about some of those situations. First, handling a complaint call.
If someone is calling to complain, maybe about a product or service, the most important thing is to stay calm and listen.
Yes, don't get defensive. Don't interrupt. Just let them speak first.
And then you say something like, I completely understand your frustration, and I sincerely apologize for the inconvenience.
I sincerely apologize for the inconvenience. This is so important. The word sincerely, it means you really mean it. It's not just a polite phrase.
And inconvenience, it means any trouble or difficulty that was caused. It's a professional, respectful word.
Then you follow up with, let me look into this for you right away, or I'd like to make this right for you.
Make this right, meaning fix the problem, correct the situation.
Now, what about the opposite, when you have to deliver a difficult message to someone, like telling someone their appointment is canceled or their order is delayed?
So the key there is be honest, be clear, and be kind. All three at the same time.
You say something like, I'm so sorry to let you know that your appointment on Friday has had to be rescheduled. I apologize for any inconvenience this may cause.
And then immediately offer a solution. We do have availability on Monday or Tuesday if either of those works for you.
Always move from the problem to the solution quickly. That's the key in a difficult call.
And what about unexpected calls, like a call that woke you up or you got a call at the wrong time?
Oh yes, so you don't just say, I can't talk. You say, I'm so sorry, I'm in the middle of something right now. Would it be okay if I called you back in about an hour?
That phrase, would it be okay if, it's so gentle. It's asking permission, which is very respectful.
And in about an hour. Giving a specific time is important. It shows you will actually follow through.
If it's an emergency call, you of course say, "Let me step away for a moment," which means, "Let me find a quiet place to speak." We're getting close to the end of our episode, and speaking of endings, let's talk about how to end a phone call properly.
Very smooth, Zara. Perfect transition.
Thank you, thank you.
So, ending a call. This is another area where people feel uncertain. Like, how do you wrap up without it feeling abrupt?
Right. You don't want to just say, "Okay, bye," and hang up. That can feel very rushed or even rude.
So, the natural way to close a call is what we call a wrap-up signal. You give the other person a small sign that the conversation is coming to an end.
Phrases like, "Well, I think that covers everything," or "I think we've sorted everything out."
Sorted everything out. I love that phrase. It means all the issues have been resolved. Everything is clear now.
Or you can summarize. "So just to confirm, I'll send the documents by tomorrow, and you'll contact me once you've had a chance to review them." Does that sound right?
Summarizing before you hang up, that is so professional. It makes sure both people are on the same page.
And then the actual goodbye. You can say, "Thank you so much for your time. Have a wonderful day."
Or, "It was lovely speaking with you. Take care."
Take care. That's so warm. It's used with people you're comfortable with.
In more formal calls, you'd say, "Thank you for calling. Have a good day." And that's perfectly appropriate.
One thing I always tell people, never rush the ending of a call. Even if you're in a hurry, a warm and clear goodbye takes only 5 seconds.
And it leaves such a positive impression. The last thing you say is the thing people remember.
Beautifully said, Ali. Okay, before we say goodbye, it's time for our vocabulary spotlight. Ali, do you want to take us through today's words?
I would love to. So today we're going to look at 5 words that came up in our conversation. And these are words that will genuinely help you in real phone calls.
Such an important word, clarify. You use it whenever you want someone to explain something more clearly.
And it sounds so professional, much better than just saying, "What do you mean?" Inconvenience, noun, inconveniencence, meaning a situation that causes difficulty, trouble, or discomfort. Example, we apologize for any inconvenience caused by the delay.
You'll hear this one all the time in professional calls. I apologize for the inconvenience. Memorize this phrase.
Availability, noun, availability, meaning the state of being free or able to be used or reached. Example, could you please check his availability for a call tomorrow afternoon?
Zara, this one comes up so often when scheduling calls or appointments. Every single time. What's your availability? So useful.
At your earliest convenience. You'll hear this in formal calls and emails. It sounds very respectful.
Follow up, phrasal verb, FOLLOWUP, meaning to take further action about something or to contact someone again after an earlier contact. Example, I'm just calling to follow up on the email I sent you last week. Follow up. This is one of those phrases that makes you sound incredibly natural and professional in English.
I'm just calling to follow up. You'll use this so often.
Wonderful. 5 words, practice them, use them, and they will become second nature very quickly.
And that brings us to the end of today's episode. Zara, what's your one takeaway for our listeners?
My one takeaway is that confidence on the phone doesn't come from having perfect grammar. It comes from knowing the right phrases. And today, you learned so many of them.
I love that. Mine is slow down. There's no rush on a phone call. A calm, clear voice will always be more effective than a fast, nervous one.
If you enjoyed today's episode, please do give us a like and subscribe. It really helps our channel grow, and it helps us bring more of this content to you.
And leave a comment telling us, which part of phone calls do you find the most challenging? We read every single comment.
We'll see you in the next episode. Until then,
keep speaking softly, keep speaking clearly.
and keep growing every single day. Take care, everyone.